Oh,
Just a moment. Hold on. Just about to.
Too soon, executives. Too soon.
Good evening, all. We are live again for our broadcast before Easter. This is broadcast number 10, and we are going to be having some surprises tonight. Got a few intros. We've got an extra person on tonight. I'll be getting the videos up here in a moment for you so everybody can be on camera. Everybody can start saying their howdies. Let's see. Let's start with Riz, since you're down in my lower left corner. Why don't you say hi?
All right. Hey, everybody. Are we doing introductions or something, or?
Might do just a little quick intro, since we're going to be having a new person joining us tonight, and we'll talk about some of the things. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah. I am Riz. I am playing Victor Creamwolf, the moon druid of the party, who the party found out a little ways into our adventure is actually a vampire that is looking for vengeance against those that made him what he is.
And let's go to Hippotus.
Hello, I'm Kyle Apo. I'm playing Evdomintayexi Hippotus, and I am the conquest paladin of the group, sort of like not your dad's Boy Scout paladin, and he co-leads the Dawnwatch with Vlad.
And Apo, tell them a little bit about what's happening in your life so they know what's transitioning with.
This will be my last session for the foreseeable future. Depends.
No!
I know. My wife recently gave birth to our twins a couple weeks ago, but they've been in the neonatal ICU for since that time. But we're having an overnight at the hospital tomorrow to, I guess, prove that we can handle preemie twins. And most likely, they've been passing all of their tests, so most likely they will be home on Tuesday.
Congratulations.
So I would rather spend time with two squealing infants than you guys. Sorry.
Okay. It's
Yeah, like we're not a bunch of squealing infants.
Well, one of us.
Yeah, I'm downgrading to 2 instead of 6.
I mean, in your wife's defense, you had a hand in those twins. Let's be honest here. It's not her fault here.
And let's go to Dirok. Brett.
Hey, I'm Brett, or Dirok, the People's Orc.
Oh God.
People's Orc.
I've heard that. The People's Orc. I'll be bringing that back in.
Oh no! I just got. Oh no! That's so horrible. I hate you so much.
I'm not telling anyone else until I bring it out, though. So. Anyways, I'm a totem barbarian. Right now, I've been following the bear. I don't know if I'm going to follow any other animals going down. That'll be whenever that happens. So, yeah, that's it.
Very good. Let's move on to Mike, who will be the next video up. And then we'll go to Sylvia. And then we'll And then to Jason, and then we'll introduce Gray.
I am Mike. I don't usually sound like death, but I am sick this week. I am playing Vladislav Iltazyara, the life
God.
cleric, with a past in Barovia. As Apo said, I co-lead the Dawnwatch with Ivdumin Taexi Potas. But he's about to leave, so I'm about to be the co-leader, being the only one there. So we'll see how things go. I won't be. I'll just be leader, I guess.
Very good. Sylvia?
Hi, playing Sylvia Merwin, the group's bard. Well, I don't even know if you can even call it the group's bard. She's just kind of there.
Hey, she's our
I am like your best hype man and intimidator. Let's just be real on that.
No, not intimidator. Not intimidator.
Yeah.
Gerald still got that.
No, I think I still beat that one. I was actually trying to intimidate. His was an accident.
Regardless, you're our
Well,
prophet.
unintentional or otherwise, he still holds the record.
We'll see about that.
She
Roll
also
two nat
makes
20s in a
very
row.
bad choices.
So
like
bad.
starting this argument. It's like starting this argument. Hey, you haven't even seen the worst of it yet.
I'll be watching the streams because I'll have lots of time on my hands.
Just remember,
that's kind
I
of
still
her
have to go
persona.
back and get that puppet.
And
Oh,
I really
yeah,
forgot about
he's
the
still
puppet.
back
we're gonna
in
have to pass through
Wallachia.
Valaki in order to get to Bone Grinder.
We're gonna get stuck there again for a year.
No, we're not. We're not. We're gonna make it a quick trip. I promise.
It wasn't a year. It was like 3 months.
Yeah, no, a quick trip.
It was
So
a
a
week.
year.
It was a week.
Anyway,
Anyway, so who's
Very
left to
good.
introduce
Now,
themselves?
let's see. Jason,
Thank you.
go ahead and fill them in on you.
All right. Well, Jason is my name. I'm playing a Battle Master fighter. I'm basically just poking people with sticks over and over again, and that seems to be all I do. I personally tend to talk a lot, so you're going to hear my voice either a good amount or I'll be dealing with some stuff on my end. I also have a newborn. She's just about 2 months old today. Congratulations to her. I tend to try and play the characters like the comic relief to the party. I don't play this character as a smart guy.
No, you don't.
And the party does not respect him as a smart guy.
So I think we need to cancel this campaign because at this rate we'll all have 3 kids by the end.
I'm safe. I made my
done
choices.
part. I've done my part. I don't have to do anymore.
you already.
Don't you already
Yeah,
have
you,
a bunch
you
of
already
kids,
you
though?
already have 3 kids.
Yeah,
you
already
tagged
have
out.
kids on the stream.
Four.
4. You already have 4. Okay, so well you already achieved 3, and then you went for one other one because I guess you're an overachiever.
She's
Of
been in
course
this
I am.
campaign
I
for 2 years.
guess.
That's why I'm a weird granny. Okay, so let's introduce Gray tonight. He's one of our long-term friends from the other side of the pond, and he's going to be making an intro tonight. Tell us a bit about yourself and whatever you want to throw in so the party won't completely have all their surprises taken away. Whatever you want to throw in about your guy that's nicknamed Monarch.
Yes. Well, I'm Gray. I'm long-time role player. Played with a bunch of these guys. Got arrested for role-playing with Apo. That's not even a false statement. Literally got arrested after meeting him for the first time in character.
That's how I roll.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Gymmed on occasion. Anything very Victorian. I am about as stereotypical as you can get. But as for the Monarch, I'm going to keep it mostly under wraps. You're going to find him. So I will keep that under wraps, I think. I like to play the more unusual. Just got away from playing Quinn in our last game, who was basically a wannabe superhero in this very similar setting, but I got asked to step in and nip at Apo's heels as he tries to tend to his newborns.
Yes.
So,
Hey,
we're going to get off.
that Undesirables game was great, though.
You shall never replace him.
Oh, certainly not. I've roleplayed with him enough to know that.
I'm just being a shit about it. Don't worry about it. Welcome though.
Very good. I'm getting the videos just a little bit improved here, and we'll be ready to take off. You're on the page that we left on last week. I've given you an idea of kind of how you're oriented with respect to the winery, where you came down the road to the north there. I will be zooming back into the actual close-up of the battle. You won't have to fight at this long distance. It'll give you kind of an idea of the lay of the land so you know how everything is set up.
Sorry for all the clunking in the background. I have to cat-proof my desk.
There we go. Couldn't get Victor's picture quite right. I'll get it set up here in just.
Wait, isn't Victor still a horse right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
We talked about this, Riz.
Nay.
Explicitly. To give you some idea, my past experience with him, we were in a dungeon and I got lost to one section. He was able to solo basically the entire dungeon as he summoned a giant octopus and numerous other small aquatic creatures to assist him. Meanwhile, I'm crying as I'm holding someone into a puddle because I can't actually physically damage them. So instead, I'm there crying, holding a man down in a puddle until he stops moving.
Drowning. Yeah, it was great.
I was a noble.
playing-
Just to space that up for you all, I was a noble.
I was playing a dwarven paladin with
Yes.
an insane amount of HP and high armor class. I also tanked a solo room.
I will
Solo
warn
room,
all
but
the
that-
viewers that Gabe loves to play slightly off-kilter characters, and they come out great. They're a lot of fun.
eccentric.
So we ought to have
So
a lot
I-
of fun there. All right, we got the.
All I
videos
remember, Mike, is
finally
when me and
set.
you worked out we could rip gear off people. So it was literally just me and you stripping people we met.
That's the
Just
that
rip-
happened.
He's got heavy armor. Take it off.
It wasn't even the armor. It was people ran at us with swords and shields, and we just took
Yes.
it from them. I remember in the when I was coming back from the water temple where I soloed the room, I ripped a harpoon away from a guy. It was a weapon that did. It was a one-handed weapon that did 2d6 damage.
You used that for like the rest of the campaign.
I used that thing for the rest of the campaign. It wasn't even magical. It just did a hell of a lot of damage.
So we were less adventurous, more muggers.
Yeah,
Really?
Okay.
noble. Because I was noble too. We were robber barons.
Memory lane.
Okay, we're in our close-up mode now, so that you can see where everything
Yay.
is and where we left off. Alex was surrounded by 3 of these nettle-throwing things that do the stinging nettles, and the rest of the group
I'm
was
lost in the
finishing
bushes.
off a bunch of little bushes and a bunch of vining things that wound up putting a bunch of vines all over the ground in the lower area. So we've got quite a bit of stuff going on here.
Don't forget that I think it was Alex, Riz, and Durok had bless on them.
Okay, good to remember. And we were at the top of the turn order with Sylvia. What's Sylvia going to do to finish up this battle?
Oh God, I forgot what was actually going on in the battle. Sorry, I've been away a weekend.
You're just outside. Yeah, you've been off at WonderCon doing things we all envy. And you are just outside this treacherous ground here that's covered with vine.
Is anyone super injured over there, or?
Durok.
Derek.
Rock.
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, I'm down to 20.
Crap. Sorry. Forgive my like slow trying to figure things out. It's one, I don't think I was mentally ready to be the first person on the go.
Didn't you
And
put notes right at
you-
the end last time of something you wanted to do? I feel like you had notes.
No, I never take notes. I plan on the fly. Let's see. Now, did just for memory's sake, did the crazy druid person say anything? Like, did I
No.
hear her at any point?
Nope.
She said things in a tongue you couldn't understand, but nothing that was understandable.
But could I mimic it if needed?
Probably not. It was not a language
Okay.
that you understood.
Okay. All right, that takes out that one then. I mean, I guess the only I am not in a good place at all. All right, so it's POTUS and Duroc up against this thing right now with me just out of the crappy terrain.
Yeah.
Okay. My options are so limited right now. I'm so sorry.
Insult it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing better I can do so I don't waste the action on using Vicious Mockery.
Guess you have any cold persons left.
That's not a person.
Thought it was humanoid.
The
I don't know.
plant
All right,
is not
so
considered a humanoid. No.
see.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the two of them and go, "Hey, I know you can probably get out of this on your own, so you probably really don't need me. Good luck!" And I'm just gonna toss both the POTUS and Duroc Bardic Inspiration so they can use a 1d8.
I'm out. Get hype.
Yeah, pretty much.
1d8 for what?
Attack rolls, ability check, or not attack rolls, ability checks and saving throws.
Yeah. So if you're just missing the mark, you can just use that to boost it. And then yeah, I'll bonus action healing word Duroc one more time, which is going to leave me with one spell slot remaining. I thought we were done with combat.
We're never done.
And me.
Be glad this isn't
You
Chris
need to
Perkins.
get used to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live up to Chris Perkins, except.
Nah, you don't have to do that. Be your own person.
Oh, but he's so much fun when he kills off his party. Okay, so you are healing him, and we. Give him the axe.
Ready. I in range? No, I am not. All right, so I'm gonna, I guess, re-engage the tentacle monster, vine monster, whatever it is. And I think I probably should have seen what I was using. I'm assuming because I have my 17 armor that I am still using my hand axe, or not my hand axe, my battle axe.
Yeah, I think you picked it up after throwing the javelin again.
Yeah, you took an action to pick it back up.
Right, I remember that because yeah, I can have 2 attacks. So yep, we're gonna hit. Oh sweet,
Oh,
I got a crit.
You certainly did. You hit quite well.
So let me check my battle axe. I think it's a 1d8, right? Yeah, 1d8. So I need to do another 1d8 roll for my savage attacks or whatever work ability.
There is only one of these creatures remaining.
Really,
now.
only one?
Yeah, there were
Hold
only
on.
2 to begin with, and you just sliced one of them. It was
Savage
already
attacks.
injured.
That you can roll one weapon added. Okay, so yeah, I did 1 additional damage for that attack. And did you say it's dead? I'm sorry.
One of the 2 is dead. There are 2 intertwined creatures in this grove.
Oh, right. This is like those the group a group of plants. You just have one token there to represent. All right, that I did deal 1 additional damage for because of my critical hit, my savage attacks. I don't know if that matters.
Correct something in the hit points because there's 2 of them there, but it's still the same difference.
Okay, and then I am going to attack again. Oh, just 1 under.
Bardic Inspiration.
No, 1 under on a crit. He doesn't get the crit damage.
Heard just 1 under and wasn't paying attention to the script.
Damage still solid.
Okay, there we go. All right.
I mean, he's a barbarian. The damage is solid anyway. You were doing solid damage with your fist.
Well, grappling and just it was more of a beat down than anything else. We just pushed people over and bullied them and
That's
stole
right.
their stuff.
Hippothys,
Bunch of
what are
those.
you going to do? Are you still riding on Riz's horse form, or are you off? I think you jumped off.
No, he jumped off last time. He's over by the druid
Is he?
thing.
Is
He's
he
by
still
the other
AFK?
druid.
Ooh, a POTUS?
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
see
cool.
where his mini is? He's by Sylvia.
Yeah, he's fighting right next to me.
Yeah, is it my go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the
Terribly sorry.
yeah. Riz, the evil druid, ran off. So
Yeah, we're just going to
Yeah, the evil
take
druid
a swipe to
you
edit.
saw her disappear off towards the building that's in the middle of the field.
So 2 swipes.
The first one hits
Oh,
unless
sorry.
I don't think there's
Is
any
that-
reason for advantage on that, so the first one hits. And you lop off some more of the vines. Remember that you've got difficult terrain there.
He's not moving.
Right, and the vines now are going to try and grapple one of you, and let's see, we've only got 1, and so only 1 of you can be grappled, so let's do a grappling attack. That's not what I need. I need to do a strength roll. That's what I need. Would Hippothys please give me a strength roll? The DC's 21.
Strength or athletics?
Strength or athletics, correct. You are grappled, and it will attempt to constrict. It does not. But you are grappled. You just didn't take any damage from it. Alexander
Is surrounded.
He is.
Well, this is
indeed.
what you wanted.
Yeah, it is. Now I'm finally getting to do some stuff. So, I am going to start by continuing my assault on the one to my bottom right. And I get my shit back up. There it is.
The one to the bottom left is in the worst shape, by the way.
Did I say bottom right? I meant bottom left. I'm turning my character around and turning myself around. Yeah, bottom left is what I intended. What's it? Bless was D4, correct?
Yes.
I'm actually gonna roll that.
If you can get a good roll. Nope.
Oh, that didn't do
not
much.
enough. Not enough. One. You could have if you got a
Okay.
good roll. Okay. Anything else you can do?
Well, I still
on
have a
that?
second attack.
Yes.
Oh, it's a little better.
That does hit. So you do 10 damage. Let's see. Wasn't enough to take down the last plant, but the last plant is pretty badly injured. There's only 1 plant left there in that group.
All right. I can't really reposition myself yet, so I'm just gonna keep swinging at that plant, and that's the end of what I can do in my turn.
Victor.
I don't project any of these plants are gonna move around, so yeah.
Victor.
Alrighty. Victor is going to go ahead and try and stomp whichever of these guys here looks to be in the worst shape.
I'm looking. The two on the bottom are in decent shape. The one to your upper right is in the worst shape.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and try getting rid of that one then.
And that's just, yeah, that hits. So you do 10 damage. And that takes that one down.
Cool.
That one is pounded into the dirt in a hail of splinters. And the two remaining ones are going to attack you. Get their sheet. They will claw at you with their little splintery fingers. Oh, both of them hit for a total of, let's see, that one is only one, so let me make sure how many are left in these things. 6, 10, yeah, there's only one left in them, so it can't be 3 hits. It's a total of 9 damage.
All right. Again, big hunks of meat fall away from the horse.
Vlad.
Vlad is going to bring up his character sheet. So I was helping Gore with his crit rolls.
Yeah.
I still actually have most of my spells left. So
Might be a good
We should
thing.
use them.
yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Out of these nettle throwers up here, which one looks the how many are in each group?
The one in the lower left is definitely in pretty bad shape.
You said in pretty good shape?
Bad shape.
Oh. Eh, screw it. Why not? I will throw a healing word on Victor at first level.
How far are you down, Victor? He's not down very far. Victor, yeah. Victor.
Yeah, I just don't have much
I was
health.
thinking
Like, you don't
Alan.
have to heal me, though. Like, I'm probably going to get knocked out of this form, and it's fine.
That's also true. So
And
scratch that.
be aware he has some personal heals as well. That
Yeah,
are
he has some
set.
regeneration. I just don't want to rely on that. So instead, Vlad will move over here, throw the healing word on Dirog, so he gets healed extra 9 points of life. It's healed 9 hit points. And then he will throw a guiding bolt on this one. The one that you said was not looking good.
Okay.
Actually, he'll throw one on this one.
Okay.
Because guiding bolt gets
it's
advantage.
in very good health. There are a full 5 of those left. There is only one left in the lower left corner. All the others have their full 5 grove left.
Right.
You said +9?
Yes. And I think I'll cast that at 2nd level. Does 13 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, so that's 29 damage.
Okay, so with that, you took out one of them. That group only has 4 left in it.
And Alex now has advantage on that, on that group, I guess.
Okay, so if he hits at the one that's got more health, he'll have advantage on the attack.
Yes.
Very good.
I can split up my attacks.
Okie doke.
And that's my turn.
And it is those nettles' turn, and they are going to start throwing little stinging needles. Let's see if my rolls are any better this week than they were last
I
week.
sure hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine all of you are hoping not. I'm hoping for deadly rolls. Let's see what they're going to get. They are going to sling. Let me get them their sheet up here. And they're going to sling their stinging hails of stinging needles. And there's 5 in the top group, 4 in the lower right, and only 1 remaining in the lower left. Okay, the lower left rolled a 13. It missed. The lower right also missed. The upper one, however, hit. But only, you look, my rolls are starting out just as good. Only one of them hit, because that gets randomized on these groups as well. Only one of them hit. So you took a total of 7 piercing plus 5 acid, which is 12 damage. You are.
Isn't there a saving acid or no?
No, it's a hit or miss. It's basically it's on the. It's like there's an acid inside the nettle and it just burns when it goes in. So if you get hit, you take the acid damage.
Let's go. Oh crap! I guess I should have been using the bonus action. Well,
But at least you only took 12 damage since all the others missed, as usual. And with that, it will be Sylvia's turn.
Okay, I'm still too far to help Alex. Too far to help those guys back there.
you have the ability to move.
Yes, I know, but I still wouldn't be able to reach you regardless. I carry no ranged weapons.
I mean, it'll take you more than one turn to actually put yourself in position over there, but if you're not doing anything over here...
Yeah. Let's see here, 1 second. Double checking something on this. Okay, alright, yeah, crap. Is there any way I can start trying to cut the vines that are on the ground that's causing the difficult terrain?
You can whack at them. It will be doing damage to the plant, actually.
Yeah, then I'll do that. She'll just start trying to cut back some of the vines, trying to see if she can help make it a little easier for the two ahead of her. Which do I need to roll for with that?
Whatever your attack.
Just the regular rapier damage?
Yeah, just your regular attack.
Okay. Just double checking.
Nope, you just don't use that rapier enough. The vines are twisting and writhing, and as you swish, it almost grabs your wrist as you come through them. But they manage to snake away from you in an almost creepy fashion. They just ooze out from under the rapier.
Creepy.
Right. Creepy is what you're feeling.
And we will move on to Derek.
You're not here.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and swing in. Vine thing still alive?
That is a hit, and let's see, I believe it is. Not by a lot, but you've hacked off about half of its.
Alright, we're gonna give it a swing.
And with that, there's just the vines on the ground pull back a bit. All that's remaining is what's constricted around the POTUS. There's just not much of this vine plant left. Just a few of them snagging him.
All right.
And he looks only mildly irritated.
And to POTUS, it's your turn.
Kind of like, well, this is a thing.
We're going to repeat this. How's he looking overall?
Very bad. About all that's left of this vine creature is what's wrapped around you. And you just wiped him out. And the only thing that now remains of the plant is the green goo that has spiced all over you and Deerock. That remains of this very moist, gooey plant that you have just sliced into little pieces.
When it hits my armor, so I can presume I'm no longer grappled.
Correct.
Or am I still grappled? Yeah. Yeah, so it hits Epotus, but because he still has Armor of Agathis active, it just kind of freezes to him. So he's got frozen plant blood all over him.
This is
Yeah,
not
that would be
normal
fun.
blood,
So
so
your-
Deerock is actually like, ugh.
Your normal cool exterior is now a green cool exterior. Green frozen plant goo is on your exterior.
Just gonna say, totally not your color.
You know, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
And it is Alexander's turn. He's got a few problems left.
Yeah, surrounded by problems.
Yeah, my move. I was gonna move to here.
Okay,
So.
very good.
All right, so Alex is going to start his turn by swinging at the same bushes one last time. I don't remember if I can
Roll
do
your
this or find out.
roll your. Oh no, that's enough. That's enough. So 11 does away with it. And
All right, cool. So then I'm going to take my extra attack at the one I actually have advantage on. 18 probably hits, but a 20 definitely does.
definitely does. So you have just, let's see here. You've got about 3.5 of them left fighting you there.
A question. These guys have been flinging stinging nettles at us. The one right in front of me and the one far away, are they like slashing out at me with a branch, or are they literally spitting needles at me?
They're literally spitting needles at you. A hail of little needles come zinging through the air at you.
Okay, so I'm going to move my own self. Just eat the attack of opportunity.
Just eat it.
Were you
Myself
in
right about,
polearm
I
range?
don't know, there.
Yeah, you were in polearm range, right?
I was in polearm range.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's 10 feet. That you don't even get an attack of opportunity.
I wasn't sure. I knew to get past both of them, I had to get rid of at least one. So, attacks or not, Alex is going to move himself over here. He's going to blades coated in the green gore of, the green gore of gardening. Fuck, I had a perfect alliteration there and I fucked it up.
I am so ashamed of you.
I am so ashamed of myself. He bursts through one of these these thorn bushes and runs away, screaming, "God, they're fucking everywhere! They sting! They sting!" He turns back to him and sets his sets the back of his pipe to the ground. Sorry, excuse me. All right, you guys, I swear to freaking God, come at me. Let's see what happens if you're all at me from the front.
See what you should have gone
You
with.
do realize that they're just going to throw more nettles at you.
Yeah, but Alex is in a panic because he's covered in nettles.
Let him keep screaming. He'll be a target.
Victor.
I don't mind being a target.
Alrighty.
The wasp begins
So
to knit itself back together.
yes, exactly that. It looks like it's in decent shape, but the fight has certainly worn it down. It's going to go ahead and stomp again at the one on the left.
That hits and is enough to take the one on the left out.
Yeah.
And any other moves or anything else you're doing? The last one will attack you.
It's going to whinny and breathe out a foul fog.
And the
Just
last,
staring down the last group
little
there.
twiggy bush slashes at you. A 17 hits, and it does 4 piercing damage to you. There's only one of them there, so you didn't take the maximum damage from it. And Vlad.
Vlad is going to cast, where is it? Sacred Flame on this, actually this one.
Okay.
So DC 15 save.
DC 15 Dex save.
Dex, yes. And then he's going to move a little bit closer to Alex and start taking out his bandages. And then his player is going to go away from.
That Grove rolls a 19, so it manages to dodge, and there's no half, so the radiant damage didn't hit it. And then you're doing what on Alex?
He's taking out his bandages. He has an extra. I'm not sure if he was applying them or not. He said he had to go AFK for something.
Okay, very good. And so we are up to the Nettles, who are going to sling at Alexander and Vlad. Let's see how many we've got. That one's got all 5. Let's see. Their movement is not big movement. Oh, no, it is. Okay. So these creatures go stomping along, sort of like rolling over each other in this group as they move forward towards you, and they sling their needles. One of them will sling at Vlad. 5 group. But only one of the group hits, but you do take a total of 8 piercing plus 6 acid damage for 14. Remember that to tell Vlad when he gets back. And then Alex, you... 14 is not enough to hit you, so that group missed you. So Vlad will have 14 damage on his. All right, Sylvia.
Alex cringes for a moment, thinking, right, of course they can just fling these things. Sylvia, you're up.
And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take his 14 points off in case we forget. Okay, Sylvia, you're on.
I'm gonna hold my turn and see if anything comes up the way from where the whoever the hell is summoning these plants things tries to send more nonsense down the way. So I'm just gonna hold my turn and stay there and wait to see if something else shows up.
You took 14 damage, Vlad, from one of the nettles that slung at you. Some of it was acid.
Did you already subtract it for me?
Yes, I did. So
Okay, because I was about to say my health looks significantly lower than when I left.
exactly, it's 14 points lower. Sylvia, you're holding what?
I'm just gonna stand there at the ready with the silver sword in hand and just wait, just to see if anything shows up.
Okay. So
'Cause she
Duroc,
knows there's
it's your
people
move.
behind her, but yeah.
You can clearly see the entire field. Obviously, the forest around you is a little less certain. There may be things coming out of the forest at you, but the field behind you can see clearly that the druid or whatever she was, the creepy green lady, has disappeared and has gone into the building, and there's nothing coming from the field. But then your danger was always from the forest, so you don't know.
Mm.
Duroc.
Okay. I exited out.
Whoops.
Oops. GG.
Yep. Give me a moment. I'm gonna pull up my sheet again.
I do
You
that
just
every
got
once in a while.
home, son.
Click the wrong X when you're trying to close something out.
Well, I have 17 buttons on my mouse, and I clicked the one that made me go back a page.
That's why I don't have push to talk, because that constantly happens to me all the time.
Now, I do have push to talk, and I'm smart enough not to go back a page.
I do not understand in this day and age with all the voice communications why keyboards are not made with a button on them for push to talk. A separate button.
They are. It's called caps lock.
Yeah, come on.
No, that doesn't work for me either.
No, I have to use a different one than that, or I wind up with all kinds of garbage. There should be a separate button specifically for microphones.
Well, I mean, like I like setting it up to a particular button, and you might like a different button, and
Yeah. I know with mine, I
Here
know.
next to Epotus. Then I forget the range of javelins.
It's on your.
3120.
120.
It'll be
So
on
if I
your
go
listing.
past,
Just throw
so
your
if I go
javelin
past
and
one-
we'll tell you.
oh, they're all. Well, I was gonna try to aim at like one of these further
I'm
ones
just saying.
that's behind
I'm just
Alex.
saying. Activate your attack, even if you're not going to use it. Activate your attack, and we can tell you what the range is. And then, if it's within range, you can go ahead and use the roll.
But yeah, it's 3120. So if I throw it past 30 yards or feet, at disadvantage, and everything's already at disadvantage anyways. So I might as well just go ahead and attack one of the. Are either of those two behind Alex? One of them hurt more than the other?
The one on the lower side is somewhat more hurt. There's only 4 of them remaining in that group. The other has all 5 of them.
All right, we're gonna pray that one of them hits, and I did not go back to 18.
That hits. And
All right.
does 7 piercing damage. There are still 4 of them in that group, but one of them starts to kind of lag behind a little bit. Looks like he's kind of missing some of his limbs. He's not in good shape. Any other attacks? If not, Epotus, you're up.
Oh, wait, I don't think raging affects ranged. Here, go ahead, I'll let you know if you take.
No, that's melee.
Doesn't?
Oh,
Specifically
damage?
for melee attacks.
Yeah, I'm talking about damage. It's like I'm still raging. It's just that
we're gonna charge up, and we're gonna give it the slashy. Well, actually, you know what? No, we're not gonna do that.
Oh no.
This thing's gonna get obliterated. What he's actually going to do? Are these things still frightened of me?
Actually, I have been forgetting to do their wisdom rolls. So I don't know.
They only get a wisdom roll if they take damage, yeah.
And one of them has. So the lower one needs to. Let me do a wisdom save on the lower one. What is your DC? No, it didn't. Forget it. It failed.
DC is 14.
Forget it.
Yeah. What about these two?
Failed.
Have these taken damage up here?
The lower one it has taken damage. This
Oh,
one
okay.
here, I've got to roll for it. We get it. It's that one's.
So
shaken
yeah,
away.
POTUS is going
Yeah,
to
they all
actually
failed.
use the he's going to use the dash action and interpose himself between Vlad and Alex and these two other ones. They can't move any closer to us, and they'll still have a disadvantage on attacks.
Okay. And Alexander?
All right. Now that I have some support again, and the fact that I know these guys aren't going to be coming close enough, I assume this tree cover, there's nowhere really I could actually use for genuine cover. These are just like large oaks that are decently spread out, correct?
If you were to like intentionally move 30 feet into the forest, I would say that you would have like a 3/4 cover. They'd have disadvantage on you.
3/4 cover adds +5 to your AC. And Dex saving throws.
Yeah, not worthwhile in this kind of situation to try and drag them to me. I'm just going to run over and stab the one I've been stabbing. That's not a selector. I lost my character sheet. I keep forgetting I popped it out.
First one's a miss.
2 attacks.
Oh wait, how long did that advantage last on guiding bolt, Vlad?
Until the next attack on it.
Okay, so that first attack used it up. So
I'm actually gonna blow a one of my die on a precision die attack on that. Oops, that's not the right button. Where am I? There it is. Yeah, that first one I'm gonna use precision attack.
So
It adds
that's
six.
a
Adds 6 to that.
that's a 14 for attack and a 15 for attack, I gather.
Yep.
So both will hit for a total of 13 damage on it. One that was lagging and starting to limp is down, and your second attack then injured another one. So you've now got 3 of them remaining, but one of them is somewhat injured. Victor.
All right. Alex is gonna take. He gets on a bonus action a backhand with his pole arm, and I'm gonna deal an additional 5 damage.
Okie doke. Still about the same, but it took another 5 damage. Victor.
All right. So I'm gonna let's see. First, heal up a bit, and continue to try and stomp these guys back into the ground.
Oh yeah. I think he did. So that last remaining little scratchy bush is just it makes a sound as it fades down into the dust.
All right, and I'm gonna go over here and kind of paw at the ground as I prepare to charge next turn.
I see smoke coming out of your nostrils as you prepare to charge. Vlad.
Yes.
Vlad is going to continue being Captain Laserbeam. Lord Laserbeam, I guess. That is on the one over here. DC 15 Dex save with 13 radiant damage.
I've only rolled a 13 this time, so it failed, and
It's a fail.
it took the 13 damage. And that means there are only 2 of them left in that group. And the nettles, Vlad is behind POTUS, and it doesn't want to attack in that direction. It will attack the horse and the one on the bottom will attack Alexander. First, and 13 is a hit. Two of them hit for a total of 8 altogether with the acid damage. You took 8 damage from that group, and Alexander's grove, there's only 2 of them left, but it did not hit.
Stinging nettles just all like coming out of my chainmail, just all stuck in it.
Yeah,
Beginning to look more like a porcupine, or not a porcupine, like a cactus.
pretty much, yeah. And Sylvia.
Well, since it's about that right about the right time for the first mistake of the day. I'd like to try and eke around the edge of the woods to see if I can't get a better layout of the buildings and stuff like that.
Okay, I will say that you'll be off this map. So you are out in the fields. What specifically are you trying to get in?
Oh, I mean, like, I'm just trying to stay within the shade of the tree line sort of deal, but be like looking out. I guess just trying to get like a good layout of the house, what's in the area, if there's anything to spot. Pretty much just sneaky investigation.
You can see that the winery building is apparently about a 2 or 3 story building from the visible side. It's a stucco building. You can see a loading dock on the side nearest you and some windows on the upper story. You can just barely make out from this distance that there looks like there's a wagon in the loading dock. And you can see what looks to be a smaller building, probably a stable on the side of the building. Anything in particular that you want to identify on that?
Any entrances that wouldn't be the front door.
It looks like your best bet for getting into the building, there's an actual door in the middle of the side, but the loading dock is a large entry area, and it might be one of your better ways to get into the building.
Okay, I'm just going to hunker for right now and then wait for the others to finish up behind me.
Very good. Dirok.
Dirok is gonna keep moving. Oh, I'm right about. And did you get my message?
No, if it was on, I put
on Discord. Yeah, it was on Discord.
Let me see.
All right. Well, then I'll ask here. I still have some of those acid scarred weapons. How does damage work for them? Do they do less damage because of the acid scarring?
Yeah, they would be perhaps -1 on their damage.
All right, and then how far can I throw them?
What type of weapons are they?
Let me take a look at my list because I never actually added them. I have 1 dagger, 1 longsword, and 3 ceremonial daggers that I don't think are actually acid scarred.
You'd have to look at the PHB and see what the distance.
Daggers are 20-60 thrown range.
Thank you.
60. All right, we'll start with the 2060 then. Waiting. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I don't want to waste my last javelin quite yet because I don't think I'm gonna get all of my javelins back after the battle. So I reach into my bag and I grab the first thing that comes out, and it is a acid dagger. So what?
Just roll.
Yeah, it's some rope.
Just roll your attack, and we'll see what you do.
So, and the dagger is 1d4.
Yes, just
because I don't actually have that.
Just roll your javelin attack, which lets us do a javelin attack, so we know if you hit or not.
Oh, right. Yeah. So we'll do the javelin.
Okay,
21.
so you hit and you did 2 damage to it.
2. Minus 1, so 1. Because the dagger is 1d4, but you told me I do minus 1 damage
Right.
for the.
Right.
So
Okey-doke.
I do 1 damage.
Very good. POTUS?
It's time to party hardy.
The hell?
Okay, you are attacking which one? The one nearest you there? Both of those will hit for a total of 18 damage.
So that's 2 saves.
Took a while for it to click. I rolled a 12 and a 17. The 17 saves, but not the 12, right?
17 saves.
Okay.
17 saves, yeah.
So some of the plants are, you will have, I'll say that it is half damage on that group against you because only some of them have saved.
Wait, what?
You only attack one of the groves, right?
Yes.
I gave 2 save rolls for each of the attacks, but there's actually 5 plants in that grove. So I'm going to say that only half of them saved.
Okay.
And start having some weird swarm rolls here.
Yeah, it's just a way of shortcutting so I don't have to do a whole bunch of rolls and a whole bunch of tokens and so forth. Alexander.
All right. I'm gonna keep this bushwhacking going and whack that bush.
Prune that hedge. Yeah, that does.
Prune that hedge.
I always wanted to be a gardener.
Okay.
So that's both my attacks against this particular bush, chopping it up, whacking it, hacking it.
Whacking it?
Something wrong there.
I was gonna start like humming a song because I was thinking about
That one song from Fallout.
and then I turned I was like, wait a second, no, I'm quoting that one song from what's it? South Park, which have very different meanings.
You have only slightly more than one of these large hedges attacking you. One of them is badly injured, but one of them still is in very good shape.
All right, now since I'm not going to be moving around, I'm going to smack it with a heel of my thing. You know, I'm just hitting it with the whole freaking the whole shovel. I'm just chopping it with everything I got.
And with that, you have only one of them facing you. The other one drops in a pile of stinging needles all over the ground. You have only one plant against you. Victor.
All right, so Victor is going to come charging in by the side of a POTUS, aiming to just bowl over as many of these things as possible and trample them underfoot.
They are resistant to being prone, as we've discussed last week, because of the way their roots snake down into the ground. So they actually...
I'll give it my best.
Okie doke. They actually get an advantage, so I will be rolling twice, and that is a strength save. Oh, actually, it's got advantage on that. 12, however, is not enough. Wait, no, the first roll that I did, I ignore the second roll, because the first one has advantage on it. They actually saved on the prone, but they do take the 14 damage. What? Don't know where the. There we go. All right, you've still got 5 plants against you, but one of them has been about half of its branches have been knocked off. Vlad.
Vlad is going to keep being Captain Laserbeam. Oh no, he's not. He is going to go over to Alex with his little fanny pack out and patch him. Let's get you patched up.
Band-aids for the win. Give me a medicine
Looking
check.
for it. I am. Oh no, I have my healer feat, so I do a set amount of healing.
Okay.
And I'm going to use one of my improved bandages. So there's that.
Okay.
We are
Nice.
level 5, so add 5, 14, and then
How far are you down, Alex?
14, 15.
Okay, so you can get up to 15 back.
Let's do some math here. That would put me over my HP.
So you are just you're maxed out.
Oh, I'll just use one of my regular bandages then. Take that one away, so it's only 14.
Someone put me over. I only had 13 damage.
And my rolls just keep up, except I am hitting at least a little bit. The one on the top slings its needles at Victor, but only one of them hits, as usual. But Victor, you took a total of 11 damage, 5 piercing, and 6 acid.
You cut out in the middle of that.
It was 11 total. It came from
All right.
5 piercing and 6 acid. All right, the bottom one missed again on Alex. So it is Sylvia's turn.
Didn't miss. It just all got stuck in my armor. I now entirely look like a porcupine.
Absolutely. You look like you're covered with stiff green fur or bristles. Sylvia, are you just staying out of battle? Sylvia is AFK. Let's go on to Dirok.
Alrighty. Let's see. That one's still alive, right? Don't know if
Yes.
said last round that he's dead.
There's only one left, and that one looks to be.
Oh, there's only one left in that group.
One left in that group. It looks to be very hale and hearty, but there's only one left. There's still 5 left in the upper group.
We're gonna actually start heading that. Oh, I think right there, and I think I'm still out of range. Yeah, I'm still out of range. So, go ahead and throw another weapon. Where's hand axe? We're gonna throw a hand axe. I forget what the range is for the
2060.
2060 for a hand axe. Oh, that's probably a miss though.
That is
Wait,
definitely
does
a miss.
blessing gives me a D4, right?
1d4, yes.
Oh, that's 1 DR. Nope, hold on. 1. You think I'd know how to type? Oh, it's still
It's
a 1.
still one,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's still a miss.
Yep, still a miss. And POTUS.
Okay.
We're gonna repeat.
And both of those hit. Let me see, and that's on this upper one. That's a total of 17. I think you're down to 4 of them in that group.
Yep.
And Alex?
So Alex is, I'm going to say, whatever he has covering his mouth now entirely covered in nettles, and he's just going to keep swinging madly out of the thing in front of him.
considering whether it gives you extra armor.
I have not missed these guys once. Like, I know they don't have much AC, but I have not missed once.
You're also rolling relatively high,
I noticed.
and you have +6.
That one remaining in that group is about half gone. Victor?
Wait, I have 2 attacks.
Oh,
I
yes.
was not sure if I
That's
was going
right,
to be
you've
rolling
got-
the second one.
Yeah,
Else.
you've got
2.5 attacks.
Yeah. you got a lot.
Oh,
That one-
I spoke too soon. Alex is getting
Vlad
tired.
ducks. Vlad ducks.
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah,
the
that's a nat
Alex's
one.
swings are starting to get a little
Give
wild.
me a 1d6, please, Alex.
Oh no.
There it is.
You took 3 damage when you missed and hit your own shin.
We worked some of the needles in. All right. Oh, that's.
And 13 will be a hit. So it did take another 6 damage. And is
Right.
that it? Vlad?
That's as I know. I usually have a million things I can do in my turn, but not this time.
Victor.
Stab, hack, whack, stab.
All right.
Victor first.
Yeah, you skipped me because you're still dealing with Alex. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stomp this guy.
That is a stomp. 12, which, let's see, doesn't quite take it down to 3. There's still a portion of 1 more remaining, so 3.5 creatures are fighting you there. And now it's Vlad.
Captain Laserbeam. On the one in front. Oh, that's not good damage. On the one in front of Alex.
Okay, Dex. 12 is not enough. It takes the 5, and it's still there, but it's mostly just kind of a few branches of needles waving around in the air. And with that, it will try to sling some of those needles at you to see if it can do any damage, which it did no damage whatsoever. The one over by Victor is going to try to hit him. There are 3 of, how many of them left? 4? Yes, 4 of them left. And 16 is a hit. And one hit for a total of 5 piercing and 3 acid, total of 8 damage.
All right. The horse looks like at this rate it's not going to keep its form much longer.
And Sylvia, are you there?
I
Dirac?
just texted. Still waiting on her text back. Since I'm pretty sure I'll be within range without having to go 30
Oh,
feet.
yes, you're well within range of either one of them, pretty much, either one you want to be in range of.
Which is good because I have. This is my
throw.
Well, not just that, but that's me throwing stuff is a good way of me keeping my rage because I have to attack. It doesn't say I have to have my melee.
Yeah.
So I am on my last of the rage now. And a 10 probably doesn't hit, right?
There's no advantage reason, so it doesn't hit.
Or what about a 12?
12 hits.
All right.
So it takes 10 damage, and you attack the upper one, right?
Yep, I'm attacking the upper one. Then I am going to attack again.
You completely chop up the 4th one. There are only 3 remaining in that group. The POTUS.
Nice.
In the words of the great prophecy, second verse, same as the first. I'll put men on planes so I can put them in a house.
Right.
And the second one hits, and it takes another 5 damage. Alexander?
Oh, these things are still up. All right. Bushwhacker-ho! 11,
Nope.
probably not going to hit.
Ring, you've got your 1d4 yet, don't you?
I thought I already used that. Is it every... I can use
It's
it more than once?
constant.
I did not realize that.
So give it on that first one.
Save.
Yep, they both hit. And so they took another 13 damage, and the one in front of you is gone. You have beat it to an absolute pulp. There is nothing remaining of it.
I think I need to sharpen my weapons. That took forever. Alex is going to breathe for a second.
We've got
Alright.
only 3 of these critters remaining. One grove.
Well, let me see if I can finish it off.
Who's crackling?
That would be me. Sorry.
And I've rolled the same number a few times in a row, but this time it's very different. You use the 16.
Okay, 22 definitely hits. 16. And there are 2 of them and a few wiggling branches of the third left. Vlad?
Captain Acer Beam.
Doesn't save, takes another 8. There are only 2 of them. Those 2 proceed to attack Victor. And only one of them hits, as usual. I've only rolled 1s. It's all I've rolled. Actually, I've rolled 0s, but it's
Yeah,
a
I'm
minimum.
shocked I've held on to this form so long.
Yeah, I've rolled 0s, but it's set up to be a minimum 1, so a 0 isn't a 0, but I've rolled several 0s. You take a total of 12 damage, partially piercing.
Okay, that finally knocks me out of it.
Did you do
So-
your regeneration last time?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
All right, so the horse falls apart into a pile of bones and rotting meat, and Victor rises from the carnage. He does not look pleased.
That is disgusting. I tried
And
to say it with my Vlad voice, but I can't.
is Sylvia back? No, Sylvia. Dirok. She said she wasn't going to be doing any battles, so we're not really missing anything with her.
Hear that. Isn't gonna be what?
Ouch.
That kill it, or do I have to hit it again?
That hit? No, it didn't hit it. There's about 1.5 of these things left.
Right. That.
Same.
Right.
There's 1 and a small portion of a second one left. Epotus,
Just feels sad. We're just
Let's finish this.
right
a
into it.
really big hit. Okay, both of those hit
Nice.
for a total of 16. There's only 1 of them left. And it's about half health. Alex, can you finish off the last half health bush?
Alex is tired. His arms hurt. He doesn't want to do any more gardening.
Samwise Gamgee.
Confounded Samwise.
Alex has finished this thing off.
That's a hit for 6.
Oh, I'm still gonna swing on it.
13's another hit and wipes it out.
All right.
Fool of a
Hey.
cook.
You are finally out of combat.
It only took us 2 weeks.
Right.
For real.
Alex takes a couple minutes and kind of walks off to the side here and shakes himself off like a wet dog. Little stinging nettles go off all over the place.
Blink, 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 blink.
Ground looks like the underside of a pine tree.
Vlad is going to use one thing of his bandages on himself. Total of 8, 13 health regained. And
Durak
he's
is-
going to see if Durak wants some bandaging.
Derek would love some bandaging, but he's kind of also moving around, grabbing all his weapons. That's going over this way and that way and that way.
Do you want
Is-
the how far down are you? Do you need the improved bandage or the regular one?
Oh, hold on. Let me. I forgot what my max. I am 20 down.
Okay, so I'll use an improved.
All right. I was gonna leave it up to you if you wanted to or not. So
6, 9, same thing, 13.
13,
No, 14.
14.
We're level 5, so 14.
Okay. Oh, I'm at 51. That should be plenty enough. I
Now,
don't
to
need
describe what
topped off.
you've got down here on the building, you can see on this sketch of it that they've got on this large map, the large rectangle is the main body of the winery. There is a loading dock that is the square to the right of it, and then the small rectangle on the end is the stable. So if you are going to go in by the loading dock, you would come in here. You can see an entry door down here as well.
I have a
All right.
question.
Answer.
Have I gathered all my weapons, or is some missing now?
They're pretty obvious, and they didn't go into the woods, so I'm going to say
Well,
that
one of them was a javelin thrown at the druid. I don't know if I'm getting that one back or not.
you will be crossing the field where it was, and I would figure that you would be able to pick it up. There is also a door,
All right.
by the way, in the center of the large rectangle on the north side of the building as well. So from your position, you can see 3 entry points, a large loading dock and a door on either side of the building. One in a kind of lean-to looking thing on the south side of the building. And then these circles that look like wheels are towers of some kind, cupolas, that run the full height of the building up to a kind of a square roof on top.
I'm sorry, Gabe. I didn't think gardening would take that long. I know you're impatient. That's so Vlad will pick himself up and start heading towards the winery building.
Okay, so show me how you're approaching this and how you're coming in and where you are. Are you going
It's
to
so
go?
much smaller back here.
Yeah, zoom way in on that corner of the map so you can see your tokens. But since you each may be coming in from a different direction, I've got to leave it at your tokens rather than the large party token. So just zoom it way in.
Fine.
Vlad is going to follow the road, keeping away from the. Is it like a wheat field or is it just like an open?
It's vines, it's a vineyards, and these.
Then yeah, he's
you
going to
can't-
be keeping away from
Yeah,
those.
you can't go straight across without zigzagging a little bit. It's kind of difficult terrain because there are wires strung across between the stakes, like they have at wineries where the vines go across it. You notice as you start moving past it that the vines are not in the best of shape. A great many of them look like they're dying.
Vlad is going to be following the road then. He's wanting to stay away from the vines if he can.
Alex looks at the vines quite sad. They are grapevines, right?
Yes. It's just rows upon rows of grapevines, and you can get through at spots. You can see like the openings in various spots that go down between them. But if you try to go across someplace like this, you'll have more difficulty because you'll have to duck under wires. But basically, you are going to follow the road around this way and come into what? The door here, or the loading dock here, or the door down here?
He's just going for the front door.
Before we go any further, would it be investigation to like look at where I struck the druid?
Maybe survival, trying to track something.
I'm trying to see if it's normal blood or if we're dealing with something else.
Oh,
From when I
okay.
hit her.
Give me a nature. No, give me a survival to see if you can determine what you know about it.
Oh yeah.
The blood you stop, and it has a bad smell to it, and it's a greenish brown. It looks like it's corrupted red blood has some kind of green goo in it.
And it's only been like a few minutes, right? So like if this was like deteriorated blood, then it shouldn't have been coming from a living thing, or it should have been out here a long
It is
time.
not dried blood. It has not turned into the brown of dried blood. It is still moist, but the blood is definitely not what you would call a humanoid red. It's got a definite green tinge to it.
All right. Yeah. Derek mentions this to Vlad then that druid that I hit with a javelin, not anything I recognize. Blood here is not normal.
Vlad will
Smells
take
awful.
a look at it and see if he can determine anything from it.
I'm gonna whistle sharply at
Give
Vlad.
me,
Ben's back.
yeah, give me.
Yeah, sorry, I had to AFK.
Give me a nature check on that one, because you're trying to determine the nature of what it is and what kind of animal or whatever.
Nature. I'm not good at nature.
Yes, you are.
Dan.
You
Total
can
of
Good
21.
enough.
you can definitely tell there's some kind of corruption in this blood, and you can tell there's like a plant component to the to what would be a normal type of blood, but there clearly is some kind of plant sap in this blood. It's a combination of both.
These are no natural creatures. These are no natural creatures. There is sap in this blood, the kind that you find in plants. I don't know what this means.
Is it a history check that I have to make if I have to recall knowledge from books that I've read?
Yes, that could be history. I'll make it a history.
Alright. I wasn't 100% sure, so. But based off of the description, I just want to see if I can recall anything that I may have heard during travels or read in a random book.
You have read situations in the past where certain types of druids bond with the plants in a very corrupted way and actually morph with the forest, and in so doing are able to control the plants of the forest. Some of these groups do so for positive reasons and are trying to direct nature and help it along. Some of them, however, wish to control nature and do it for negative reasons.
I'm just gonna stop on my tracks for a minute and go, maybe walking in with weapons drawn and acting threateningly may be a bad idea?
That is all Derok does.
They attacked us first. I'm not taking chances. If they are willing to talk, I am more than willing to talk with them.
They might not be able to talk like normal people.
I got a feeling they attacked the people who were running the vineyard long before they attacked us. So I'm going to take any sort of first blood kind of arguments and put them on them.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this, before you guys make worse mistakes than I do, we might be dealing with something that is supposed to be working for the vineyard that went a little cuckoo in the head.
What do you mean?
Hmm.
As you look back up the road, you can also see that those people wearing those raven cloaks are slowly moving down the road, keeping you in sight, like they're, moving behind you, hoping they can get back to the winery or something. But they are definitely moving down the road with you. They are many yards behind you, like a football field length behind you, but they are following you.
Why don't we ask them then?
You'd have to go way back. They're a football field length
Because we're
behind
a
you.
little bit too deep into the shit.
They're just entering the fields, keeping an eye on everything. All right, now
Derok can move the fastest.
the main door is right about here, and then the loading dock is here. And you can clearly see as you move up, there's some sliding barn doors here on this that go into some kind of stable or small barn there on the thing. As you get up closer, it's
Vlad
better.
will go for the stable doors.
But Derok holds Vlad. Did Derok see which way the druid went when she was running?
Into it, she very clearly ran to the building. You can have like a 90% certainty she is probably inside this building.
Well, yeah, but like, which door did I see?
No, she appeared to go in the loading dock area. She just went in the big open area.
Yeah, and then that's what Vlad said he was gonna go.
Vlad's
he
going
said-
for the stables.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going for the loading dock. Never mind. Because yeah, Derok would have mentioned, yeah, don't go to the loading dock.
And
Druid may have gone through that door specifically, and that could be trapped right now.
I saw the message, Kyle. All of you, it is a little better if you whisper me on the game, because I have to keep up the video thing, and I can't see when I'm getting messages on Discord. So it's better if you
Right.
give
Okay.
me messages on, whisper me on game. But anyway,
Oh
I
my-
saw it. Would everybody please give me a perception roll, please?
Damn, 2 nat 20s in a row.
Eyebrow waggles.
I'm vaguely aware I'm still in Barovia.
You're just like, I'm so tired of playing.
Got a
What
nat
year is
20
this?
You
and
are
a
good
nat
at
1.
one thing.
Yes.
You are good at one thing.
Sylvia
He has one.
hears
This
with
is not
her
that one thing.
with her elven ears. She can hear it very clearly. Vlad hears it, but he's not quite sure what he is hearing. There is the sound of a voice that very clearly is speaking common, and it is yelling epithets. The voice is rather high-pitched, but it is screeching epithets at something. It is not pleased.
I'm going to. Do we know what direction the voice is coming from?
The building, very clearly from the building, somewhere inside it.
Okay.
Like the
Oh.
main building, not the loading dock or the stables?
It's from the main building, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Is there a window nearby that looks like you can look inside and see stuff?
1 second and I'll tell you. Yes, there are some ground floor windows that you could look into without any problem.
I am going to scramble over and take a peek, see if I can see what's going on.
Give me an investigation roll.
Of
I'll
course,
go with her.
this is where I fail it. That's not too bad.
What you see when you look inside the windows is rooms, ground floor rooms, and there are only a couple of windows. You can also see a kind of an area over on this side that has a large banister or railing area kind of blocking off, and you can see some kind of large things that look almost like giant half barrels. And then stored through the window, you can see a desk and various cabinets in this area, and a little bit of barrels, regular keg-sized barrels under the chimney area. You do not see anybody in any of these areas when you look in them. You see a wall that is blocking your vision that runs down the middle of the winery, all the way down the middle of the building. There's a blocking wall across like this. There's a blocking wall.
Yep, I'm gonna try to go through the front door.
Okay, 1 second here.
Vlad has been walking towards this front door.
Your call, by the way. Should I mean, I've got some stuff in here for what he's saying. If you want, I can nip in. You probably can hear him quite clearly at this point.
Yes, as you come up to the building, the epithets become clearer. What do they hear?
This contraption, is nothing more than a monument to your failure. You lack the drive, the fire necessary to achieve your goals, and so you dilly-dally with powers above your understanding. Dark denizens, slimy things in the other world. Go ahead, do what you must, but remember, you are a failure. Nothing more than Strand.
Vlad looks at Sylvia, says, I think he could go toe-to-toe with you.
Nah, I'm way better.
Derek puts his hand axe down and grabs his great axe now.
Vlad pushes open the door.
And you step in to an office, just like it looks there on the screen. You step into an office area. There are workbenches. There's a lot of staves and pieces of wood similar to what you saw in the coffin shop, but these clearly have metal strips and things with them. This is where they both have a lot of their office materials and make their barrels, their kegs for the wine.
This isn't the front door, is it?
That's the front door, yes. That's
this is front door.
The closest thing to a front door they've got other than the loading dock.
Is do we see the source of the epithets?
Not here. There's not. All you see are these walls, just like you're looking at it.
Vlad keeps going through doors. Thaumaturgy. Doors fly open.
Stop. Sylvia's just going to keep punching
to.
him. Sylvia's going to keep punching him at this point from behind. It's like, stop that. It's like the worst thing to do.
How bad does your fist hurt after punching a suit of chainmail?
She doesn't care.
It's a principle of the thing.
You step into a storage area that has kegs, You can't tell just from looking at it whether they're full or empty, but there's a lot of kegs in this room and a rather narrow spiral staircase that goes up, not down.
That goes up. There's the doorway here.
That goes into another area of the winery. You don't know what. You can't see through the doors.
Or if that's coming from the staircase or from the door.
They appear to be coming from the other side of the door.
Okay.
How,
Sylvia's going to flick Vlad's ear before he does thaumaturgy and then use his
Ow.
main hand to open the door quietly.
What is the difference?
The element of surprise.
Give me a stealth.
Well then, Druid, nothing to say now? Now that you're bleeding in the gutter like some rat?
No.
Hmm?
Hey, not too bad.
Answer me, wretch, so high and mighty as you bleed out on the floor. Hmm? Hmm?
Oh my god, he killed the wine.
Quick, kill him and we'll take credit. What?
Lord, no.
Throw him in the
is-
wine.
That's Derek's job. Take
All right.
heads. Ask questions later.
And 1 second, if you will, while I show you what you're seeing here.
Well, it's like, kill him. We'll find out if we need to take credit for the kill, and then we can blame him. And say, yeah, we already took care of the problem. Cough, cough, cough.
We're also missing Alex. I don't know if he.
Oh no, I'm just not.
Okay. Not.
When generally, I guess I should be moving my miniature. Generally, when I'm not doing anything of importance, I just kind of keep myself quiet as to keep the channel from getting all cluttered.
All right, what you see is a little bit complicated, so listen up. What you see in front of you is 4 large wine storage vats, great big tons, T-U-N's. The very large ones with spigots on the front. The one on the right has been split open and wine has poured out on the floor. There's wine in the floor. The other 2 are normal, what looks like wine vats. Above, if you see this dotted line there that looks like it's on the floor, that is actually a raised walkway that is up on the 2nd story. And on that raised walkway is one of those druids that you saw. Where did that come from? Oh,
I drew it. It's the wine.
okay, the wine. Under the walkway are all those barrels that you're seeing. They are on your floor. They are down on your level. The stairs in the middle of the room go up to the walkway around it. And the walkway also goes to some rooms that are back kind of over your head and back behind you. But the druid is up on this walkway and is pouring something into the vats. The thing that is being poured into the vats is purple and is steaming. It does not look like it is something very healthy. And suspended above the vat on the right, you see a halfling who probably would have been you would have considered him impeccably dressed if it were not that he is trussed up and dangling by his ankles over this vat. His waistcoat tails have flopped up over the back of his head and is hanging down while he is screeching at this druid that is pouring the stuff into the vat. As the tails flop around as he twists and yanks and tries to get loose, but basically the only place he has to go if he does get loose is down into whatever the druid is pouring into the vat. And he's hurling these insults at this odd green female. She's leaning over.
Even now, you can't do it yourself. Even now, you pour to me over this vat.
You look up at the rope that is tied around his ankles. It goes up over a bunch of beams, support beams, rafters across up like 3rd story level. And on those rafters are several swarms of squawking ravens who are joining in his insults and are apparently in Raven hurling their own insults at the druid. It's quite a cacophony of raven sounds joining in the yelling that he is doing. Your eye follows the rope over the rafter and down to the floor near another door where you see a candle that is about half burnt through the hempen rope.
So freaking extra.
I'm not letting this slide. I saw that.
Victor casts Druidcraft and extinguishes the candle.
I was about to do the same thing with thaumaturgy.
All right.
After
my
which
God.
he is going to run into the room, and to a casual observer, it looks like he pulls some ridiculous parkour moves, like kind of jumping up, like gripping bricks on the wall. But he's actually faking it and just running up with his spider climb ability to the second level.
As he does this, Vlad casts Thorn Whip to yank the druid down from the balcony.
Would I recognize that this is the same druid?
We're going to. She looks very much like the other one. You saw several in the forest. This one, however, is bleeding from the shoulder, so you can suspect that this one is the one that was involved. I'm going to have you, however, for all these moves you're doing, I'm going to have you cast your initiative. You would, Sylvia would get an attack, basically of opportunity if she wants to do something first because she's stealth and surprise. Then we're going to do initiative and see what else we've got.
Do I count?
Yes, you will be doing it as well this time.
All right. Pretty much. Let's see here. What's the range on this? Doo-da, doo-da. So this is definitely within 30 feet from the door to the druid on the top, or
Yeah, I'd say you're only about 20 feet
Oops.
from it from the look.
sweet. Okay, so I am just going to cantrip Minor Illusion, a version of Sylvia standing next to the druid and waggling the tongue at her, like blah, blah,
Okay, so
just making all sorts of silly faces. Distraction.
kind of like that. Woo, big Sylvia.
Little large. Yeah, it's silent, but it's just making the
Oh.
you know,
I see two Sylvias.
Exactly.
yeah, Minor Illusion.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no,
I
she's
should
just
be listening.
yes, you should. No, she's just going to do this. This is a way to distract the druid from whatever she's doing.
Okay, and so there is she would be startled a bit by this sudden appearance of you. She drops the entire remaining vial that she was pouring into the liquid of the wines and turns to get ready to fight this person that has appeared next to her. And let's get you in order. Okay, Derek, you've got the actual
Yep.
first move on this.
I think just trying to zoom in, and oh, it won't refresh either. Great. Oh no, my web browser is broken.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right,
Mine
closing all
breaks the
tabs.
time.
Like I'm trying to zoom in so that I can, get better. Like what is it? You might as well go on next without me because it's gonna take me a minute to get back on the browser.
Durak is so stunned he doesn't know what to do. There are two Sylvias now.
Okay,
Yeah,
Hobbit,
I'm
Hobbit.
stunned by the fact that
Hobbit dangling over the wine. What are you going to
Oh
do?
no!
I
No
will-
copyright infringement. It's a halfling.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes.
He will proceed to wiggle some on. It's like, ha! This was your own doing. You sought respite and dark powers to subdue your own power, and even in killing me, you sought other methods rather than doing it by your own hand, and you suffer the consequences. For what is the point if you cannot do it with your own hands?
Oh god, it fancy toxin's got tiny hands. We gotta kill it.
Do you have anything you can do while trussed up?
Not without endangering myself of going into the vat, really.
Right, yeah.
He can still talk.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
he
A
shall.
lot of talking, yes. And the
Please
Yeah.
tell me like he's like slowly spinning too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like slowly, like the voice is fading as I turn away from her, then wiggle a bit to come back.
And then you like flip around and search yourself facing her.
Yeah.
the druid,
You brought this on yourself.
the plant person / druid, whatever she is, swings a staff at the illusion. The staff is black. It is obviously some kind of wood. It is gnarled, but the staff is smoking with the same kind of appearance that the liquid that she was pouring into the vat had. And she swings at the illusion, which of course passes through the illusion and evaporates it to her sight, because she realizes that she has wasted her move with swinging at the illusion. Alexander.
Test.
Yes. What?
All right. Looks like it's.
I can hear
I
Dirok.
assume I moved in somewhat with everyone. I think for my general position in the back, still plucking needles out of my armor. I'm not sure I can see much of what's going on in here. I don't really have. I guess I have line of sight to see somebody tied up on a rope.
Yeah, that's about all you would be able to see. Would be that somebody over there is hanging by his ankles from a rope.
Yeah, and talking a lot of crap to someone who is hanging up by his ankles.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
POTUS?
How much movement do I have? Give me a second.
Pesting. Pesting.
I can hear
We can
you.
hear you.
You
I can hear you.
Here comes the back.
So Alex can make it back into the room, but I'm not sure he can actually reach, even with his spear, up to what's it? Druid lady.
You'd have a lot of door frames, fellow vats, various things there.
It would be pretty difficult.
Kind of a hard throw, yeah. And there's a railing up on that second thing. In fact, let me do something to make this a little more clear of where she is. This is showing the vats when I get it up. It shows the oops.
There's a cellar.
There. The vats had covers, but they are actually removed at this point in time because she has pulled them off and is pouring this stuff in. But as you can see, they used to have covers, but now you can see that railing, so you can understand how she is standing on it and what you've got in your way there to get up to it, give you a little better idea of that. And then you are not in those rooms. Those are like bedrooms and things that are on the second story. So let me put this one back. Let me put this one back behind again so you can see where you are, but that will give you an idea of where you are.
Ready.
Now I'm seeing the roof. Hey.
Okay, now we're back where we were. And that's the idea of what you've got there, so you know that there's a railing and a walkway all the way around that area. And Victor has climbed up. Victor is on the balcony.
Yeah. He ran up there using his spider climb ability, but he tried to make it look like he was pulling some kind of ridiculous parkour moves.
Okay.
Parkour.
Yeah, more parkour, less Dracula.
So what's Alex doing?
Like he could totally just like run like you know, he could just run like sideways if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to be that blatant.
Right.
Yo, I have the spell Spider Walk. I swear.
I totally just coincidentally cast it before coming in the room.
Oh god.
Keep to the right wall. Not that right.
Follow the right wall. Yes, to anybody watching the
so,
video, that's from a previous campaign we had. So Alex is doing what?
So I'm gonna take a dash action and try and run up these stairs. Is it possible for me to kick the little tiny little candle right there?
Yeah, give
Victor
me-
already snuffed it.
Yeah,
He snuffed it. I'm kicking it over.
Yeah, is the rope on fire?
the rope is certainly got embers that are still wiggling along up the length of the rope a little bit.
Quick, cut the embers out to make sure they
it's
don't catch
still
fire.
It's still got a
That's
little
what
bit.
Derek is gonna. That's what Derek's gonna do. I'm gonna put the fire out by, swiping the rope with my axe. There, problem
Yeah.
solved. You're not gonna fall in
Right.
by the fire.
Yeah, fire's not going to
Yeah.
get you.
I'll just come out as the Joker.
Yeah.
No,
Totally different
Not a
character comes out of the vat.
planner. I'm just not a planner.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
So anyway, Alex is gonna take the dash action to get himself up here.
Let's try to keep
And-
Gabe from dying, on his first night.
It's fine, I got backup characters. I know you guys.
How many things are you?
Where would the fun in that be?
I'm gonna set up a total fighter because I've used all my actions, everything but my minor action.
All right, now POTUS, what are you going to do?
Oh,
Apparently
Derek's
not
back.
much.
Derek's back.
You'll get 2
Epotus.
turns on your next go.
Cat Druid is pleased.
Yeah, Epotus doesn't have room to move, so he's actually going to go walk. He's going to move outside, and he's going to kind of like peer, watch the road to see if anybody's coming up.
All right, and OOC Apo, how long can you be on tonight if we go 15 minutes?
I was hoping to have that before we even got here, but like while we were still on the road. But okay.
There's another solution, and I need to know how long you can be here before I throw the solution in.
I've got probably at most another half an hour.
All right, so we can finish this druid thing. That's what I needed. All right, the problem will solve itself at that point. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, so POTUS has gone out. Sylvia, it's your turn.
Let's see here. What can I do with limited actions? Let me just double check something on this one spell. Okay, is there anyone standing next to the druid?
Alex.
Okay. Point. Why is the target spell not having enough room to read the exact thing? Oh, okay. Then nope, that would not be good. Yeah, I'm just going to vicious mockery the thing. It's like, look, you're in a corner. You failed. You got this annoying little thing talking, flapping in the wind. Just give up already.
And Dirok, no, I'm just going to go on with the turn order
And-
because we're
oh, there
winding
goes.
down here.
He did full for it. Oh, nope.
And a wisdom save.
Yeah, and that'll give her
And
disadvantage.
she
if it
fails
goes
it,
through.
so she takes 4 damage.
Yeah, and she'll have disadvantage on the next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
There, I put a symbol on so I'll remember she has disadvantage. Vlad.
So, I have a question for you. Would you say that there are 10 gallons of liquid in these wine barrels?
Way more than 10 gallons.
More
Don't
than
drink the
10.
sacrament.
Okay, so that's not going to work then. So, I have two people I can target with this. How badly do you want to get out of those ropes, Gabe?
Whatever works. I'm tied up. You guys are kind of swamping him, so
He's not part of the team yet. We don't have
Yeah.
psychic connection to him.
Well,
yeah,
let's-
exactly.
let's
We don't have
do
to save him
same
yet.
thing- Let's do the same thing we did for the little girl on the boat. Vlad walks in the room, takes one step to the right, so he's just barely standing in this split open casket of wine, and then casts Thorn Whip on Monarch and pulls him 10. If I hit, I do deal damage to you, but I pull you 10 feet closer to me, which will snap the almost destroyed ropes anyway.
We're lawful good,
Hold on a
everybody.
second, because I can't do all the answers to whispers I'm getting. Dirok, I'm just going on with the turn order. No, she is not dead. We're just proceeding on as we were.
So, am I good now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Vlad reverses the grip on his mace, points the bottom of it towards this halfling hanging over the what he assumes is an acid vat now, and a thorny vine sprouts out of the end of it. Get over here. Does a 17 hit?
And you're
Yes.
trying to hit him, right? Yes.
Yes,
it definitely
him.
hits, but wait, I'm missing his stats. But yes, it hit. Oh, there we go. Yes, it hits him.
Congratulations, you've killed him.
It will deal you 10 damage, but you get pulled 10 feet closer to me, which means you're not going to fall on the vines anytime soon.
So you are now,
He's
the
just
rope
gonna
is
swing
now
around like a
being,
pinata.
yeah, you're basically being held out over the floor instead of over the vat, but you have taken 10 damage.
So I'm basically like,
Of course,
yeah.
you're gonna roll a crap ton of damage.
yeah.
Oh, I thought, okay, I thought it would just pull you, because it pulls him straight towards me, I thought it would snap the ropes and drag him towards me.
No,
Oops,
the
oh
rope
well.
just kind of slides along the rafter towards you.
Swing me
and
at
he
her
is
like a
now-
conker.
He is now hanging over the floor.
All right, and then he will use his last first level spell to cast Healing Word as his bonus action.
I know. I'm
Plus
sorry I
his
stabbed you
eight.
with a very painful thorn whip, but hey, I'm healing it.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
almost
I'll
healed
make
as
it
much
better.
damage
Please
as I
don't
did.
tell Mom.
I almost healed as much damage as I dealt.
Yeah,
Safe
so
word.
you get 5 of them
Safe
back.
word.
Victor.
8.
All right. Victor is going to dash along the upper level here, kind of matrix running as he has to get past these barrels. And then he is going to slap the shit out of this
You're
druid
above
with
the
his
barrels.
shovel.
The barrels are on the ground floor. They are not on the platform. That's why I showed
You're
you that
up
other
on
picture.
a
You're
walkway
up
right
Oh,
now.
above
okay.
on a walkway.
All right. Well, no matrix running involved then.
You can still matrix run if you want to.
I mean, yeah, why stop showing off at this point? Jesus.
He does it enough that it's not a Matrix run; it's an
That
anime run.
is a total of 16 plus 7,
So it's-
23 damage. In one
what, he's got
strike,
arms behind him like Naruto?
she's looking like she's at half health easily or less in one hit.
I
Victor
feel
like
bad.
spins his shovel around as if it's something much more impressive than a shovel.
He spins it like a cheerleader spins a baton. Dirok.
All right. Is it 40 feet to get? That's 20, 30. Yeah, I can get here in 40. So I'm gonna go right up, right behind Alex. Am I able to hit her?
What are you trying to hit her with?
Great axe.
You're outside of the 5-foot range.
Oh, I can't. Oh wait, can I go in front of Alex? then, or am I? Is he
Yes,
in the way that I can't?
That
That looks
walkway
kind of
is
just like
5 feet wide, and you can kind of push past him.
All right, push past him. All right. I am
Not
going
come off the
to
ledge.
attack recklessly
Oh,
with
someone's
my
dead.
great axe.
Alex is gonna get hit.
Uh-oh, he is
That's
indeed.
Alright. It
Oh,
still
no.
didn't do. It still didn't do my. Oh no, that's shovel. Never mind. So 14.
Yeah,
Roll the
okay. It
one.
wasn't the 7. Okay.
No,
All right.
No, attack
so
recklessly. I get advantage.
that's true.
And you
Hmm.
hit. So you do 6 damage to her.
Let's try to
unless-
ask her some questions, guys.
Now it says for my first attack, does the advantage carry on to my second attack?
It should. Basically, what it does. Basically, what it's saying is that you have to.
I have to declare it on my first attack.
Yeah, you have to. You have to
Immediately
say,
on
"I'm
all
going to.
subsequent turns.
Yeah,
Or on all subsequent attacks for
I'm
that.
going to swing like a wild man for right now."
Alright.
Yeah.
And yep, we're gonna attack
Okay,
recklessly
and
again.
that hits her again.
I'm just gonna wince from the doorway. It's like, this is not gonna end well.
Victor is going
She
to.
is mortally wounded. She starts to screech, and the screech sounds more like a branch scraping against a window pane in a thunderstorm. It is an awful screeching sound that sounds far more wood and plant-like than it does anything human.
Should have gone down in the field, jabroni.
Dirok, wait.
Victor
will-
is going to shout at the woman, explain yourself, woman. Why do you turn the wilds against us? What have you done to this man and why?
Just this awful.
Okay, so-
screech.
Let's see. Victor is, he's actually going to try again in Druidic.
Oh my god, it's not useless.
Druidic is a language?
Yep.
Yep.
I wasn't aware
It's
of that.
it's the level 1 druid class.
It's a druid only language.
They can speak
Yeep.
what thieves can't.
Out.
Hey, you gave me the joke. It's your fault. Anyway,
I learned from watching you.
Oops, sorry.
What is he saying to her?
He says, why do you turn the wilds against us? And what have you done to this man?
Or half man, as the case may be.
She screeches back, and the sound actually hurts your ears, but it is coming out in Druid. And she says, "We do what we must to awaken Winter Splinter, and we have done nothing. He came in and hurt us."
What is Winter Splinter?
You'll know soon enough.
So I'm just plugging my ears at this point, and I'm gonna shout up to Victor. Hey, is she crazier than I am or not?
Yes,
And
Hit with the
probably.
fire.
now that Monarch is over the floor rather than the vat, is he going to do anything?
Can I make a what kind of
Cook
check?
her
Can
in the wine. When we use her to cook over with later, it'll add like a nice wine flavor to everything.
Can I escape? I mean, I've got acrobatics.
Give me. I'm giving you a. Yeah, there's a very good chance you'll escape. Give me an acro or strength to see if you can get out of the ropes.
What was that? And a what?
Athletic
me-
strength.
Acrobatics or strength check. Oh yeah.
Hey, look at that.
The ropes kind of slither off, and you vary off the main portion of your body, and you are able to bend up and very quickly undo the ropes. You are dangling by one hand on the rope, and you are free to drop to the floor if you choose to do so.
He will drop, landing very curtly, hands behind his back, and be like, "Ah, priest, crude but effective." Nods.
Apologies, I did what. It was the
Oh,
most
you-
efficient way to get you over here.
No apologies
Yeah,
needed.
we're
It
all
was
about
efficient.
efficiency.
The druid lifts that staff, and I've got to pull something up here. Just a moment. I got to see the stats. She wields this staff and hits on Deerrock. She hits on him.
Hey.
Hey,
Me
you're
not that
pretty
kind of orc.
cute.
Me not that kind of orc.
Like mean
I
and
don't think
green.
she cares.
Sorry, I'm not Archimond here. No, nothing.
All
You
right,
guys-
just a moment.
I chuckled. I
I've
just
got to
wasn't gonna
read on
say
this.
it.
All right, so she is going to strike at Deerrock. And the Sentinel, you hadn't cast that before. You can't do it until your turn.
I did. The
Um,
Sentinel is just Sentinel. It just always goes off.
Okay. Anyway.
So I would have an attack of opportunity after her attack.
She
It's a passive feature.
rolled a 14, which is not enough to hit. However, as the staff swings by your head, Deerrock, nothing.
I'm sorry, what did she roll?
She rolled a 14. She didn't hit you.
A 14. Okay.
As
I forgot to update my.
as the staff goes by your head, you get the sensations. You're very glad it didn't hit you. You have a creepy crawly sensation as it brushes close to you that if it had actually touched you, it would have done something besides just bludgeoning damage to you. And you can see this swirling purple smoke that goes around it as you do it. Let me see if I can get a picture of the staff up here so you can see it very quickly.
Be wary of the corded rat.
The corded
step out.
rat, like your character?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Why didn't it go up on the screen?
It's the
That's
birch
weird.
ogre.
For some reason, it didn't go up. I guess it just the picture didn't.
I
It opened up the
I-
it opened up the handout
Okay.
for me and presumably all of us.
Yes, that's what you can see. That picture is the way that it looks. Okay, and
Victor,
it
look at your new
is
shovel.
Alexander's turn.
All right, I'm still stuck shoulder to shoulder with Deerrock, and yeah, I'm gonna take about a half step back so I can actually swing properly. Actually, I'm not 100% sure my attack of opportunity would have gone off properly because I didn't roll it, and I'm just gonna, for the sake of sanity, just ignore that particular moment. All right, so I swing my pole on, poke her in the shins.
Yeah, I think I see my new shovel shaft.
And
Lewd.
you rolled okay, both of those hit. So she goes down with that, and the staff, let me give a dex on her. She manages, as she goes down with her last movement, to throw the staff into the vat of corrupted or whatever wine that Monarch was dangling over.
Victor's
That might
gonna
not be
try
good.
and catch it.
Give me a dexterity.
Would Deerrock be able to do that too?
Yeah, you can try.
Since I'm right up there.
Everyone, catch the faggot!
Riz caught it. Riz caught it.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother then.
Riz, when you touch the staff, you feel.
Your sound cut. Oh, never mind.
No, I just stopped talking. When you touch the staff, you lose 8 of your hit points. Not from any physical damage, but the staff seem to suck it out of you.
Alrighty. Victor kind of flinches a bit and like smacks the druid with it for good measure.
Okay, you are currently out of combat, and as you get out of combat, you hear footsteps coming through the loading dock, and the entire Mardukov family, the whole group of them, are coming in on the loading dock, and you hear the old man issuing orders to the older of the two older younger men, telling them to get the horses and get kegs loaded in the wagon and so forth. He's issuing all kinds of orders to them. They're obviously starting to take charge of what's going on with the loading dock. What are you going to do? You are out of turn order.
I throw the druid in the corrupted vat.
That might be a bad idea.
It could also be a good idea.
Poke the druid around, see if she had anything on her.
No, let's not do that.
So we actually
Victor-
I would advise against putting blood in the vat. I believe mine was to seal whatever dark pact she was groveling to for power in her hour of need.
Victor will go ahead and inform the others as he's kind of checking out this newly acquired staff. It seems that she claimed that everything she was doing was to awaken some kind of being known as Winter Splinter. She believed that we would see it soon.
So the Mardukovs are over here.
Yes.
Okay, Epotus is kind of with them then.
Very good. And they are.
Derek looks at.
They're thanking you and doing things for having gotten their things clear, and they're obviously going to start filling kegs with the wine and so forth, so they can start taking up their deliveries.
He actually
Falling behind us pretty quick.
Epotus puts his weaponry away and starts helping them load up.
One of the
Winter
things.
Splinter?
Victor, I have a question. Winter Splinter, does it have a less dumb name in Druidic? Because I feel like that's one of those things that has to be a dumb translation.
Victor goes ahead and says it in Druidic, and it sounds just as dumb.
Oh dear. Winter's Split. They couldn't have gone with Winter's Shard or Winter's Fragment.
Victor's just like, in Druidic, it is blurpy derpy.
God damn it.
The old man
There are-
David
Let's see what it would
Mardukov
be.
says
Let's see
to
what it would be in
Apotus.
Gaelic.
He says to Apotus, I hate to ask a favor of you, but there are probably going to be more attacks on the winery. Is it possible that you could see to taking the wagon load of wine to Valaki and take Stefania and the small children with you?
And what are you planning to do?
I will stay here and defend the winery with my older son and with Stefania's husband.
He goes into his pack and he pulls out the three, he pulls out the 5 javelins that he has and he offers them to the old man.
The man nods at him and takes them.
I'm sure you'll need these better than I will. I can't throw them worth a damn.
Curiosity question. Can we hear?
Take
Sorry.
these kegs directly to Irwin at the inn. I am sure he will distribute them in Valaki.
Very well. I just need to speak with my associates. And he
Curiosity.
starts to go back into the house.
I was gonna say because it looks like there's a pathway that leads out to where you guys were, but would we have heard the commotion of them packing up stuff from in here
You
now
can
that
hear
the
the talking,
ruckus
you
is down?
can hear the shuffling of feet on the wood platform at the loading deck. Yes, there was plenty of noise.
Okay, I'm running out there and just basically like grabbing the door frame and going, "What the hell is Winter Splinter?" And staring at the Mardikovs.
Vlad is right behind her.
A legend. Why are you asking me that? It is a stupid legend that is used to frighten children.
Because stupid legends have a thing of truth, and the thing we just stopped so you can get your wine, which we are more than happy to help with, is screaming about it being a real thing. Legends have hints of truth. What is it?
He looks back at the others. It is said Winter Splinter is the greatest tree in the forest.
Why does it sound so dumb?
What would be involved in awakening it?
Some kind of obscure ritual which these creatures are perfectly capable of. They will keep coming until we can end whatever they are doing, and they're coming from the south, probably from Yester Hill. That is the only place I can think of. There is a great burial mound there, great hill that was made as a burial ground and ritual ground to the old druids and the old wild men of the forest from centuries ago.
Technically, your crazy creature that's attacking you is technically a druid. It's someone that's trying to merge with nature. So, before you start telling me what's stupid and what's not stupid, because clearly that's not stupid in the other room, that's batshit crazy, you might want to lay off the whole "that's not gonna happen" nonsense, because clearly it frickin' is.
Well, perhaps it can. It is certainly something that has been a legend for all this time, but yes.
Like I said, legends have hints of truth. Do not knock legends. Be
I
careful.
think it would be best if we take the offense against this grove.
Or at least investigate it.
Are they superstitious?
You must heal before you go down there. That is a very dangerous area. There are burial mounds all over that hill, hundreds of them.
Yeah, no, healing is a great idea. Healing and resting is a great idea. But if what I overheard, if you're staying, you may want to stop knocking off the ledges as not being true. Especially if they're targeting here as a place that they want to start doing this ritual nonsense, which is clearly what was going on in the other room. One of your vats may be tampered with, so you may not want to drain from that one.
Definitely tempered.
Might want to drink from it anyway. Could be interesting.
No.
I'm not gonna. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Kills him?
Vlad is still by the halfling while all this has been going on. Hearing that they are about to rest up, Vlad is going to use his bandages to make sure he gets back to full health. And I'm not even going to roll for it. It's not possible to not heal you enough. And then as he's bandaging this halfling up, he says, "Who are you? Why are you here?"
He'll like offer his arm, like not really offering much fuss or resistance against the bandages. It's like, well, I came here like many others, tempted by ideas. Come here and I'm offered power, things I've wanted, but at a vile cost, contemptible even. The very idea the man here is supposed to rule. He's meant to rule and care for his people, yet what I see around me, suffering, dark pacts, cowardice in its purest form. I find this place very distasteful.
As do I. But it is our unwilling abode until such a time as we can turn it around.
Wait,
Yes.
you can understand him?
Victor, like, is just leaning on the wall watching this exchange.
Some of us actually went to school, Dirak. For me, it was in the clergy before I started the Dawnwatch with Hippotas.
Yeah, I used to live in a regular old farming community, and I get every word he's saying. I don't know what your problem is.
Give Dirak a break. He has worked very hard.
What is school?
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh, dear, honey.
Continuing
Oh,
on.
we'll talk later.
Durak, it is place where people practice with books like you practice with weapons.
But you can't hit people with
I
books
was- I was-
Oh,
efficiently.
yes, you can.
Not efficiently.
Trust
I
me,
can-
you can.
I mean,
Literally have
Durak
never
could
been
probably
to
kill
school.
people with books, but Sylvia, you can't kill with a book. You're small.
You
Trust
have
me,
literally
you
seen
totally
her
can.
kill people with words.
Yeah.
You can't kill people with words. They're not sharp like Durak's axe.
Do not
As-
tempt her.
As this conversation has been going on, Vlad is saying, "Well, what is your purpose here? Why are you here specifically?"
Well, not to hear for any fault of my own. After being tempted with these vile, poisonous fruits, I of course denied them for what is something achieved not in your own merit. I have earned everything I have, every last drop. I will not have it given to me by some demon or dark pact. I am not like Stroud. Yeah, I can never say the name right.
It's
Strahd.
Strahd.
Perfect.
It's just
Stroud,
Strahd.
thank you.
If
Strahd.
if the locals are to be believed, it is best that you do not say his name in any case.
He's Voldemort.
The very well then, the false count, if that is any
We
better,
call him the devil.
resorted to such vile pacts and not something worth his own merit.
We call him
Okay.
Uncle V.
Could be.
So,
It's funny you
That's
should
like-
mention that.
so tall, dark, and lonely is
Look,
who you're afraid of.
Yeah, tall, white, and lonely.
Tall, the dark,
Yeah,
brooding,
vampire.
brooding. Come on, get with the
Pale,
get with,
tall,
get with the
pale, and
descriptions.
looting. Pale.
I know.
There you go.
While
That's my
Yeah.
all
purpose
this is
here, to do
going
some
on,
good.
because
What little I can do here.
We are debating this.
since we are up against a hard break on this, while this is going on, they have been frantically loading up this wagon and putting the children into it. Stefania climbs up and actually takes the reins and is holding them. She'll give them to Epotus if he wishes to take them, but she actually does it, and she says, "Dark is upon us. We must hurry. We are going to have to push the horse in order to get there safely. It will be a very dangerous journey. We must leave quickly before the depth of night has surrounded us." And they
Just
have
give me a moment with my people, and then I will hop into the cart.
they have like lanterns on the sides of the carts to give them some light as they go.
So Epotus comes in and he just calls, Vlad!
I'm coming. Excuse me, Halfling.
Derek's
And-
gonna drag the body.
And he
Thank you
starts
for your
walking-
time, priest.
Starts walking over towards where Epotus went.
I am afraid that here's where we will part ways for a short time. They will need to make this delivery. You have other path. The rest of the group has other paths to tread. I need to accompany them.
Victor will slip back over to the dock for a moment. And he says, if you must go separate from us, be sure to be careful. We have a promise to execute.
Exactly.
But should you make it to the Lucky safely, may I ask you a favor? It is a simple thing, worry not. I need someone to bring me my donkey and cart fully loaded, if you understand. I've gotten a little too far from it.
Where will you be going next?
He kind of
They'll probably
considers
He
be
get-
in. You
He
could
and
safely
Andy
say
POTUS
the
gets the information.
Yeah, basically the vicinity of the winery for a while.
Yeah, so POTUS gets the information from where they're going to be. And he says, "I will see if one of our new recruits has the balls for it."
Thank you. It would be quite a relief.
Vlad looks sad at this, They've been longtime friends and adventuring together for years. But he says, I understand. We must part ways for a short time. I will expect to see you again in the future.
Stay safe, Dragonborn.
And the rest of you as well.
He reaches under his chainmail and takes off a necklace that he's been wearing. It is a very, very fine piece. It is a thin silver chain with an opal in the shape of a teardrop for ornament. He gives it to POTUS, and then after POTUS takes it, assuming he does, he offers his hand and says, sorry, coughs. He says part of Dawnwatch oath. We watch the dawn for.
It's okay. My memory just totally left me.
My part is we watch for break of dawn, and then I'd actually have to go look at what the other part is.
Yeah. And I have to go
Suffice
soon,
it to
so.
say, they give the night watch oath. We
Yeah,
who
and,
stand and watch.
And Epotus, when their hand breaks, there's his the dice that he constantly uses to beat Vlad with.
I'm gonna totally lean over to Victor and go, that was totally a wedding proposal.
Age.
Watch over that.
And Epotus looks over at Sylvia and just says, hold on. I heard that.
She smiles. She's just like, what? I've done nothing. I have notebooks and they have pens. This is wonderful. And then she walks away.
I didn't.
You behave yourself.
So
Why
Vlad just
don't
looks
I?
between POTUS and Sylvia. We're like, what is going on?
When don't I behave myself?
Never.
All the time.
Hey, I've gotten you guys out of trouble before. I think I'm good.
Fair enough. Well,
Enjoy the hike.
I will make. I suppose I will make sure that your story spreading doesn't totally die out in our absence from the town. And he hops
trust
into
me.
the wagon.
Trust me, when you
Besides
get back,
which-
you're getting the hero's welcome. Have fun with it.
Besides, you're going to have to go back there and see what the trouble the Baron's getting into, because he probably would try to take over the town again.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
he
part
doesn't
of the
have his
thing.
muscle anymore.
Yeah.
So
Derek
he
goes.
doesn't have his muscle.
Derek runs up. Wait, Epotus,
Yes, Duroc.
don't touch my body. Derek
Take
will
it
bring
with
that
you.
back.
My body.
Just
Derek
run
will
it
bring
over.
that
Take
back.
it with you.
My body is a temple.
Derek will bring it back himself.
Duroc. Which body? There's been so many.
He's talking
true.
about Isaac.
Yeah, that one. Don't touch that one.
Run it over.
No, no longer the body.
Do I look like I have time or room for a body?
no
That's why I said
longer-
run it over.
And he looks
No,
at
don't touch it.
he looks at
That is
the
Derek's body.
Speaking of bodies, I am going to go bury this one. And he goes,
Derek
touches the
actually-
druid, and
Derek
he's
is
going
still
to
dragging
walk
that
out.
one too. Derek is dragging that one.
Epotus
Oh, God.
slowly leans into her as into the lady who's about to drive and just says, "Get me out of here."
As they're leaving, Vlad will say, "Watch over Irina for me."
Duroc, let me get that. I will go bury it.
And he calls
No,
out,
don't
"I'll
bury.
make sure everything is fine." When haven't I?
You
That
will
is
be
a good
missed,
question.
brother.
Maybe we shouldn't be burying the druid's body. I got a
No,
feeling it's
we
gonna
will
like
not.
sprout next season.
Set it on fire. It
No,
is.
we will not burn it either.
Victor
Fire up.
clears his throat, and he says, I need to bury it before dinner time.
Let him have it, Duroc. Trust me, we don't want to be on the menu.
It should be out on the field as a scarecrow, as a warning to the others that will wish to attack this winery.
Riz.
If they are superstitious to
Derek,
believe
Duroc,
this legend. No,
Derek,
you will let
listen.
Derek finish. You will let Derek finish. If they are superstitious enough to believe old legends, they are superstitious enough to believe that if one of them dies, they will think again of their plan of attack.
Not enough
That's-
HP. Wait, how much
that's a
HP do
hit
you
dice.
have right now?
It's hit dice.
I have 51.
Fuck you.
No, it's hit dice.
Hit dice?
He's not level 11. He's level 5.
Oh, yeah.
He has
And
5 hit dice.
With that, the POTUS and the wagon disappear around
They
the bed.
rumble off through the forest and will next be seen in Valaki when twins allow. So at that
In
point,
about 2 months.
we will start our again and verbally telling everybody on the video and so forth that we will be missing this coming Sunday because it is a holiday weekend. Go out and have fun with friends or family on the weekend instead of watching a streaming video. And we will see you in 2 weeks after it is over. And with that, I will end the stream. Everybody say goodbye to the video and so forth, and we will set up what we're going to do next time. Goodbye,
Until
watchers.
next time. Bye.